Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to a brand new reading vlog. So I have been away for a little while and I wanted to just apologise first and foremost. I have not uploaded in over a month. June was one of the hardest months I've ever lived through. I never want to relive a month like that again. Everything that everything that could have possibly gone wrong in June went wrong. Absolutely everything. I've never lived a month through that. I had so many family health problems. So many close calls with family, like it was just so scary, and then other things came about and I just really struggled in June. So I have to apologise, and I'm not saying that I'm coming back to do 2 videos a week. I'm just missed my escape, missed my happy place. I missed you guys give me so much happiness, like I can't even tell you. I'm excited to come back when I can and do what I can. I'm planning on filming quite a few videos today, which will be really nice to get back into the groove of things. But I really wanted to start doing a reading vlog because in June I read 4 books by the time the 4th of the month hit, and the 4th of the month is when things went wrong. So I only made it 4 days into June and it was bad until the last day of June. It is now the 3rd of July and so far July has been okay. So hopefully this is my month, but we'll see. Yeah, I kept trying to start books in June and realising, because I wanted an escape and I just couldn't do it. So I have like so many books that I started that I'd like to finish. And yesterday I did make it through a couple. So that's good. July is already starting off well. I'm not particularly in a reading mood, but I'm not in a reading mood either. So I thought time to get on it. So I thought I'd talk through some of the books that I am in the middle of and trying to finish. And then maybe we could go through the week or a couple of days or 2 weeks, whatever, and try and get through some of these books and make me feel more normal doing what I love doing. So yeah, all that to say, I'm sorry I have not been here. I plan on coming back slowly and surely. So let's see how it goes. Now, going through the books that I am currently reading, I'm currently reading Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa, and I am going to finish this today because I am quite literally this close to the end. I'm on page 332 and there's 400 pages. So I have less than 100 pages to go and I am thoroughly enjoying this book. I started it until about 30%. I was bored out of my mind and I would have DNF'd it if this wasn't a buddy read with Robbie. It was a buddy read for June and I'm only now in July finishing it, but it's fine. I'm surprised I even read it at all. Nothing wrong with it. I was just like, this is more beneath the sea vibes or whatever, very like meh literary fiction. But then it hit the 30% mark and it's just go from there. I've loved the journey. I love all of the characters. I feel like so connected to them. It's giving me the Blood Traitor, no, not the Blood Traitor, the Inadequate Heir, the 3rd book of the British Kingdom series vibes. That's what it's giving me and I'm so thoroughly loving it. It's like 4 stars, pushing on a 4.5 depending on the ending. That is how much I love it. And I'm so surprised by that because of how much I really just did not care for the beginning. But yeah, so pleased to be loving this because this is my first Julie Kagawa book, I believe. And I'm so excited to be loving a buddy read with Robbie because we have bad energy around our buddy reads. I never seem to like any of them. So yeah, going to be finishing that today. I'm also in the middle of School for Good and Evil by Saman Chinani. And here's where I get into the point of me and Robbie have bad energy around our buddy reads and books. He sent me this because he absolutely loves this book and I was absolutely loving it. You know, I was like really enjoying it. I like the message. There was moments that I was like, ugh, but that's because it's middle grade and I am 24. You know, it's gonna happen. But it didn't diminish my enjoyment. But then we got to page 182 yesterday and the fat phobia gave me tingles. Now I'm going to continue because I want to know if maybe it was the point of the story, but nothing was like redeemed about it at the time. And being a plus size woman, it's not something you want to see in books written for children, because even if you try and then redeem it at a later stage, you have already said the words that princesses aren't obese and obese people are unmarriable, and the one thing princesses have that villains don't is a proper diet. Yes, all those words were said. I was literally reading it like having a great time and then my hand went to my mouth and I was like, oh my god. So Mixed feelings on this right now, but I will get back to you when I've made progress. I did go to look at some reviews afterwards and saw a lot of people saying there was a lot of body shaming in this. But that's just what I find so interesting, is this book so far has been so good at saying what is wrong with the typical princess/villain trope, or saying about how we shouldn't be judging people, and then it's kind of judging people. And again, even if you redeem it, it's kind of like you've already said those words to children and you didn't instantly say that was wrong, because this is a children's book. I mean, it is old for children. Like, it's quite quite dark, you know? Like, I really enjoyed a lot of bits and thought, wow, that's dark. So yeah, mixed feelings. I'm enjoying the story though. Currently, my main focus today is reading The Creeper by A.M. Shine. I absolutely love The Watchers, and I instantly messaged Zeus, the head of Zeus Publishing, and I was like, hi Andrew, hello bestie. Please, may I have an arc for The Creeper? And he was like, it's not even written yet, girl. But yes, as soon as it's written, you may have it. And he messaged me, he was like, it's here, have it, enjoy it. And I was like, thank you, God. This is what I needed in June. Picked it up yesterday for the first time. Me and Connor like buddy reading it. Connor didn't love The Watchers. I think we both had our issues. But as we had buddy read it, I made him buddy read it with me. And we're both confused so far. It's very strange. It's got the exact same feelings as The Watchers. The Watchers started very boring and then it hit Creepyville and you couldn't stop. And it's kind of done that now. I'm at 65%. And so far we've had seriously creepy moments where I'm like, no, I'm freaked out. Again, I can't look out my windows at night. Thank you, A.M. Shine. Then we have other moments where I'm just like, boring? But it is a really cool concept. It's like set on this village that has not had outside contact for like 200 years. Well, so they claim. And there's this researcher that wants these two people, Ben and Chloe, to go in to this village and interview them on the folklore of the creeper. And the creeper is basically this person who you see him 3 times, he gets closer every time, and on the 4th night he kills you. I am scared out of my mind, okay? It is fair to say, even if I get a little bit bored in his books, he is such a good writer at creepy horror. Like, I've never read thrillery horrors as creepy as these ones. Truly, they creep me out my skin. I 100% recommend The Watchers. The Creeper, again, it can be boring, it has its moments, but so far I'm really enjoying it and I am intrigued to see more. I'm still going to pick up everything he releases and I am intrigued to read the remaining 40% of this book and see what happens, because I am scared. Truly scared. And I also started Daughter of the Moon Goddess. So I own it physically, but I don't know where it is. But I got the audiobook from NetGalley, so I'm going to read it audibly. I am like 25% of the way in. Really enjoying it, surprisingly. It kind of started the same as Shadow of the Fox and the same as Beneath the Sea, whatever that book is, by Axio. It's boring, it's literary, but then the main character met this prince and now it's starting to get a bit like, ooh, intriguing. But I don't have any solid feelings yet. I don't know how I'm loving it or hating it yet. I'll get back to you when I have feelings. But I decided to finish Shadow of the Fox first because they're very similar and I was getting very confused listening to both on audio, being like, what is going on? Moving on from that, let's finally start this vlog and hope this goes well. while dusting and doing my shelves, which you will have just seen, or will see shortly, depending on how the vlog works, I finished Shadow of the Fox. I really loved this book. I mean, it ended so sadly. I'm going to have to pick up the next one ASAP because that was really sad. But I'm so happy I finished. Definitely keeping it. I'm really glad I got a signed edition now because I'm glad I'm keeping it. I will admit, if you're going to read it, yes, the start is boring, as I said. It's very slow, but it gets so much better. I think I'm going to land on a 4. But it is definitely, because I don't like doing 0.5 stars if I can help it, but I think it does venture towards the 4.5 mark. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I love the characters. I think not just our main character, but who does she meet? Tatsumi, he is so good. He is such a well-made character, such a complex character, and I love to see where he's going to go in the next book because of the whole ending. I don't want to spoil anything. I know it's been out for absolutely ages, but that doesn't mean I should spoil it for anyone. How many books are in this series? Do we know? Yeah, really, really enjoyed that. It felt so good to get a fantasy that I enjoyed out of the way because I'm starting to especially on YA fantasy, I'm starting to get out of it a bit. So it feels really good to have really enjoyed one. I'm so happy right now. Now I'm going to go and sit down for a bit because I've done all the dusting. And I'm going to finish, hopefully, The Creepers. Or The Creeper. Sorry, I keep calling it The Creepers. It's The Creeper by A.M. Shine. So I'm going to go make a cup of coffee. I'm going to sit down. And I'm going to finish this book. And then I'm going to write my review because we're going to do it all today. Okay, so let's talk about The Creepers. I have finished it. Right, so basically the reason I wanted to read this is because of how much I absolutely adored The Watchers. But I had issues with The Watchers as well. And these issues also came up in The Creeper. It started off very slow, very boring. I had issues with it, shall we say. And I feel those issues stand true. There's a lot of setup in the beginning, and there's something about horror that, for me personally, I just like to be in it. I don't want a lot of setup. And this book required a lot of setup. I also think what The Watchers did so well is it felt very isolating. Yes, there is a creepy village, but I would have liked it if we couldn't leave that village. Yes, okay, the creepiness came outside of the village. Trying to say things without spoiling them here. But it wasn't enough. I would have really liked for us to be isolated, stuck in this village, so we felt kind of claustrophobic, because that worked so well for The Watchers. We were stuck, isolated in a cabin, in the woods. There was no escape. In this book, there wasn't that same claustrophobic feeling. That doesn't mean it was bad. I actually gave it a 3, and I think it was a high 3, a 3.5, It was very good, very creepy. I still will not be able to look outside my windows at the dark, okay? It's terrifying. Very spooky, very culty, very fun. I think A.M. Shine is one of the best horror authors I've experienced, because his ability to create such a spooky dynamic is unmatched. I've never experienced scary books like it. I've read a lot of horror in my time. I've been spooked, but I've never been horrified scared. And both of his books have made me feel that way. So definitely my favourite horror author. I'm sat in my office and I can see through into one of my bay windows down by my bedroom, and all I can see is darkness. Even though it's daylight, my bedroom is dark, and I'm terrified that the creeper's face is just going to turn up right through that window. I'm scared. So even though I've given it a 3, I feel like you still need to pick it up if you're into horror at all, or even thriller. It's kind of a very thrilling horror. Definitely recommend, despite how it sounds. And I will definitely be picking up all of A.M. Shine's books, and I will be picking up a finished copy as well of The Creeper when it comes out. I did really enjoy it, and I can see myself rereading it for sure. The end, wow, shocked me. I am surprised. I guessed that was how it was going to end, but I was still shocked when it happened. So yeah, it did well. It did really, really good job. I'm really happy. I really enjoyed it, and I'm so glad I got an arc. Even though it sounds like I'm being negative about it, it wasn't bad at all. Did I talk about finishing Shadow of the Fox? I did. I've ordered the second book. Very excited for it to come. I'm probably going to listen to it on audio, but I still want the second copy. So I've ordered it, and I'm excited for it to arrive. So I will leave you here while I go and edit my book haul and my announcement. And I'll get back to you when I have another reading update, probably on another day now. because I think the last time I spoke to you was like Tuesday or Monday maybe, and it is now Friday. No, I think it must have been Tuesday I spoke to you, and now it's Friday. And I look like this. I don't feel very well. I think it's just hay fever, but I feel a bit icky, so do forgive me if I sound a bit like nasally and stuff. Since finishing the Creepers, have been like unsure on what to pick up. Like I've been really struggling on my mood. Like I'm definitely in a thriller mood, but it's just not working. Maybe I'm just in a horror mood, but I don't really have anything. So I picked up, I don't have many thrillers on my TBR right now, which I need to rectify, but I did decide to pick up one that I did, and that was The Dinner Guest by B.P. Walter. I didn't really know anything about this. I thought it was more like a Truth or Dare movie style, you know, like the one with Lucy Hale in it. I thought it was going to be like that. I don't know why. But I am not liking this book. I am only 107 pages in, and nothing has piqued my interest. Absolutely nothing. So I had a little look on the Goodreads page for this book, and it doesn't seem to be a very well-loved book. And I don't want to particularly like stop reading it and give it up, because I don't know what I'd pick up in place of it, but I'm really not vibing with this. I read those 107 pages in one sitting, and I've had no desire to pick it up since then, and I do not want to. Not what I expected. It's a bit boring. I don't particularly care about what the reason for what happened is. Is this me deciding to DNF for this? I don't know, like I want to carry on with it, but I really did not like it at all. Like not a bit. So maybe I'll pick this back up, but I'm really not sure. Meanwhile, I have made more progress with Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I am so close to the end. Ooh. I am listening on audio because I think I've already said that NetGalley gave me the audiobook, so I like need to read it via audio. I have 4.5 hours left, so like 2 hours in my speed. So that should be quite fun. How many pages? Yeah, and 150 pages, so that sounds about right. I'm really enjoying this so far. At 50%, it took like a very different turn, and now I'm like very intrigued as to where this is going to go, because I have no predictions, no bets on the table. It's all going wrong. But yeah, it's such a beautiful copy. I'm really, really enjoying it. It starts off so slow. I was liking it from the beginning. I wasn't like planning on DNFing it or anything, but it was very slow. And I thought, you know what, I know books like these and they're not usually to my taste, so I wonder how this is going to go. But I've really enjoyed it since the beginning as well. Like it's really been my cup of tea. And yeah, I just love the idea behind it. I think I'm focusing a lot on the progression of the main character. I think the progression's really shown in her development, and I really like the surrounding characters, although they're not told with much detail. Like there's not a lot of depth to those characters. I'm still enjoying them on the surface level. I'd say that's the biggest downfall of this book, is nobody is that in depth. Even our main character, she has a lot of development, but I know nothing about her life as the Daughter of the Moon Goddess, like until we see the events in the book. Do you know what I mean? Like we get no past for her. So I feel a little bit disconnected from her, but I really like it. Sorry, this was a really bad update, and I'm sorry I look like this. I'm so tired. Does anyone else have hay fever and then it keeps them awake because they can't breathe? Well, I'm experiencing that. I'm very tired and very ill, so I do apologise. But I had already taken so long to update you that I knew I needed to. It is the same day, but a few hours later. And I got a book, and I know what it is, but I thought I would unwrap it with you anyway. So, oh my goodness. Oh my god. What is Oh, that is well packaged. Look at that. Okay. Oh my god. There you go. It is Soul of the Sword by Julie Kagawa. So this is the second book to Shadow of the Fox, which obviously you saw me read just now in this vlog. This is the American cover because I wanted it to match my American cover. I just got it on eBay and it was £6.95 or something, so like less than, I think it was £6.99, so £7 for the US edition, free shipping, pretty cool. So yeah, I'm really excited to get on this and start it pretty soon because I really loved that first one. It's long, oh my goodness, and the glossary is quite long too. Yeah, very excited to have this, and that was literally my update. What in the world is wrong with my book? Bit battered, but you know, so much for new condition. Anyway, it was cheap. I'm going now again. I will talk to you again when I have an update on reading. I've come to give you some updates quite a while later. I think it's been like a week and a half. Excuse the fact I'm filming with wet hair. I just got out of the shower an hour ago, so it's not quite dry or anywhere near dry. Sorry. My hay fever was pretty goddamn bad, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, last week's just been really bleh for the hay fever, the heat. I know everyone's complaining about it. It is now Saturday, and I know that Sunday and Monday I've got like red weather warnings and stuff in the UK, which is wild. I'm just staying at home on those days. Like, it's gonna be wild. But I have done some reading. I just didn't fancy filming at the time. So I'm gonna currently show you the books I finished and then wrap up this vlog. So I did in fact finish Daughter of the Moon Goddess, and I think the last time I updated you I was still reading it. I don't know where I was. I finished it and I decided to give it a 3. I was really enjoying my time with it, but then I was trying to think of like what to say in my review because I had a NetGalley arc fit. And I'm gonna be honest, like, there was no plot really. Like, the plot was very subpar. Writers didn't have a lot of development. I didn't really like them or care about them. There just wasn't enough in this book to keep you invested. I really just don't have a lot to say. I won't be continuing with them, unfortunately. But it wasn't a bad book. Like, I had good time. Like, I had maybe like a 4-star time with it. But upon reflection, nothing happened. And I definitely wouldn't have finished it if it wasn't for the fact I was busy while listening to it, so there wasn't like time for me to think of what was happening. But yeah, didn't love that. It didn't go quite to plan, but I then, look at the stain on this background. My printer doesn't fit on my desk. I then read Twin Crowns because I've had this on my TBR since October last year. I have an arc, and then I got a copy in my Fairy Loot box. I didn't want to have 2 copies of the same book unread, so I thought I'm going to finally read it, and I actually really enjoyed this. I gave it a 4 stars. Both Rose and Ren were really great characters, and I really liked both of their development, and all the side characters were really great and well developed, completely unlike Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I definitely would recommend this. I just treat it like a standalone instead of like a duology because I don't see the point in the duology. So I haven't read the second book, it's probably not even been written. But I mean, I don't think I'll be continuing with it when it comes out. Not because this was a bad book. The final book that I finished this week was Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I have been... Well, this has been on my radar for the last 2.5 years. I've been on booktube, to be fair. Ooh! Wasn't my favourite. Wasn't the worst. It was a 3 stars overall. At first, I was really into it, really into the vibe. And then things just start happening. And by the end, when all the revelations had been made, I literally, like, Connor loves this book. So I was just talking to Connor about it while Buddy reading it. And I was like, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Why? Like, it comes up with this explanation, but truly, there was no excusable, justifiable reason for this. And it could have been completely bypassed if everybody in this book wasn't a psychopath. I said what I said. So, not good. Per se, but good vibes that I enjoyed. Definitely will not be continuing. Will be getting rid of my copies of the next book as well. But I am glad that I know what everybody's talking about when they read this. I was worried it would have Night Circus vibes, and although it has a lot more plot than Night Circus and is definitely better than the Night Circus, because everything is, I still would say they're quite similar, and if you like that, you might like this, but I obviously did not, so. Now, for what I am currently reading, but I will talk about this more in the next vlog, is Jade City. I've just picked this up. I am 61 pages in chapter 7, and I'm really loving it. I mean, I'm only 61 pages in, and I'm a bit confused, but I'm absolutely loving it so far. Definitely excited to continue with this, hopefully this evening, because I've got some hours now to kill before I have to do anything, so I'm going to go and read some more of that now, but I am going to wrap this vlog up here and start another one instead because I don't know how long this is, but it's been such a long break in between my clips. I don't want to like keep going and then find out it was long enough as it was. So I'm really sorry that this was a bit of a rubbish vlog, but obviously it's my first one back after quite a long time off YouTube, like almost 2 months, and I just kind of struggled with it a little bit. And like just struggle to remember to do it, so hopefully my next vlog will be a little bit better, so I'm really sorry about that. But if you've read any of the books in this vlog and you agree with me, just let me know down below, and I shall speak to you in the next one. Bye.